The story of Luton Town is quite simply incredible. The fall from 2005 with back-to-back relegations into non-league football before a 10-year span filled with 4 promotions until they reached Premier League football, which is where they are right now. We're looking to take it one step further here on Football Manager 2024 to Champions League team Luton Town. Will it ever be done? Who knows? But today on Football Manager in this alternate universe, we're looking to make Luton Town's dreams possible, signing unbelievable wonder kids and hopefully making them a team to compete in English football for the next 5 years. So welcome to rebuilding Luton Town. So I've made the tactic and team look as realistic as possible. I've gone for a 3-4-3 system with the star man being Ross Barkley in central midfield with the likes of Tahith Chong, Carlton Morris, Tena Mengi, Issa Kabore and Alfie Doherty as the left wing back. The team looks absolutely fantastic. Now a quick touch on the Premier League. I have not got it on the up-to-date database where we are looking to start, say, of the 11th of March. As I was making this video, that hadn't been released yet on FMRTE, so for the next videos in the future, we'll be going from the 11th of March, finishing the season, so it makes it even more difficult that this rebuild, we are starting on 0 points. Luton have had a fantastic run so far in the league and look absolutely brilliant. Just in the relegation zone, I believe it's 4 points away from Notts Forest, which I believe they can do because they have that spirit, they have that passion, and that is one of the best things about Luton. And when you watch Luton, it's just such a fantastic story, and I think everyone in football has sort of fallen in love with the Luton story. Now, we're not going to go too much into it, but it is absolutely fantastic. In the season preview in the Premier League, we are down in 19th place. Everton still currently have a 10-point deduction in the 24.3 database on FM as well, so they are 1,000 to 1 to win the league. We are 500, Burnley 450, Sheffield United 400. I mean, could we do a Leicester? Could we stay up this season and season 2 win the league? Well, you have to wait and see and find out. I sort of suspect that our star players are going to be the likes of Carlton Morris. He is absolutely fantastic and he's been brilliant this season in the Premier League. Signing for Luton last season from Barnsley, bagged 20 goals in 44 games. He's consistent, he loves big matches, and he's a very, very decently well-rounded striker. Is he Premier League level? Well, I think in real life he's showing, you know what, he probably is. Tahith Chong as well, as a Manchester United fan, as you can see from behind me, I'm very happy this guy is having a very good season in the Premier League. For me, with him, he was electric. It was so good to watch him play, but did he have the end product? Well, at a club like Manchester United, you can't really stay at them unless you have that end product, so he's gone away, and here he is at Luton, and I think he looks absolutely brilliant, and I'm so happy for Luton to have him. I'm so happy for him as well to be at a club where he feels special, as I do for Tena Mengi as well, a fantastic young centre-back that I think all Manchester United fans have believed in could go on to be Premier League level at some point in his career. I didn't think it'll be this soon, but here he is, and he's absolutely smashing it as well. So massive respect to Tena Mengi and Luton for taking the risk on him as well, because as someone released from Manchester United with not a lot of Premier League experience or even Championship experience, he's come in and he's been absolutely fantastic. And one man, again, we have to touch on this one, 29 years of age, Ross Barkley. He has been a revelation for Luton this season in the Premier League. He is in talks to go to the Euros with England. He has been absolutely superb and revitalised his career after going to Nice and smashing it over in France. Luton took the gamble, and I tell you what, the gamble has certainly paid off. Super Ross Barkley has been absolutely brilliant. So we're looking to build the team around him, which I think you can see we're doing with this 3-4-3 system. Ross Barkley as a regista, as dribble more, get further forward and tackle harder. So I'm looking to him to really pick up these number 10 spaces, while Chong and Townsend track back, work hard, get the ball, and eventually supply Carlton Morris, Kabore and Doherty whipping balls in like they have been in real life as well. Should be great fun. It's quite a defensive, narrow system, so I'm going to sort of see what it can do. I've got no idea how good the tactic is, to be honest, but that's half of the fun. Should we get right in to season 1 and see if we can somehow survive the Premier League and do what Luton did in real life, absolutely smashing it. So season 1 is in the books, and I'm going to quickly show you the salary per annum. We are 20th, £40 million a year we are spending. Looking at the top half, you've got the likes of 100 million Everton, 262 million Manchester City, over 6 times spending what we are here at Luton, and we have performed absolute miracles of that lack of money as well. 15th place, 41 points, safety from the Premier League. Sheffield United on 19 points, relegated with Burnley on 21. Bournemouth on 33, West Ham down on 34, just about surviving. Everton with that 10-point deduction would have been up here in 10th place, but there they are in 16th, and us in 15th, surviving with Luton. And I think I called it at the start of the season, I thought anyone that would survive out of the 3 promoted clubs, out of Burnley, Sheffield United and Luton, I think I called Luton purely for that passion, that spirit. Kenilworth Road, when it gets bouncing, it is hard to go and play there, and it's been showing it in real life, and it shows here on FM as well with the tactic we built. Like I said, it wasn't anything special, a fairly simple 3-4-3 system, and it seemed to work very, very well. In terms of stats, if we look at the overview stats, we were quite bad at goal scoring and quite bad at keeping the ball out of the net, but what mattered is the most points per game, and getting into 15th secured us safety. As we look at this data hub, we can see there's lots of areas to improve on. We are the cheapest squad in the Premier League, and probably the Premier League has ever seen, sort of in correlation, other than maybe the Derby team in 08-09. I think a lot of people predicted Luton would be that this season, but they're showing in real life they're not, and we're showing here on FM we're not going to let that be the case either. Our standout performers this season were the likes of course, Carlton Morris, 16 goals in 30 games. Jacob Brown was fantastic as well, 26 starts, 9 goals and 2 assists. Ross Barkley in that register role was brilliant, 29 goals, 6 goals and 6 assists. He hasn't added to them England caps just yet. I'm interested to see what Gareth Southgate does. If he does get a call up, I'll be quite interested, to be honest. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Tahith Chong, 5 and 5. Andrew Townsend, 4 and 3. 10 assists for the super Alfie Doherty, who has been brilliant this season as well as that left wing back. He has been absolutely brilliant. Great crossing, dribbling, great pace. 24 years of age. I really do think he can go on to be a fantastic little player for Luton in the Premier League if they do stay up. If not, I think he'll probably end up getting poached. Now, in terms of money, because it's now the second season, we've got £33 million to spend and 74,000 in wage budget. So a nice little bit in the old transfer kitty. It's more than Luton have ever had. If we're looking at these finances, it is a big old spike. We haven't really got too much debt, 180 million, which being in the Premier League, to be honest, is really not a lot. So we should be able to deal with that quite well being in the Premier League, especially if we do manage to get Luton into the Champions League and even into Europe as well. And a quick mention to the legends on screen right now, the Patreon members. This save file will be available for you guys in the £5 tier. So if you ever wanted to carry on from a rebuild I have done, maybe this is the one you've been waiting for. Maybe you're a Luton Town fan and you want to see Luton in the top, or you want to pick up from wherever we finish. Well, you'll be able to do that over on Patreon for £5 a month. So a massive, massive thank you. You have no idea how far that sort of goes, the support you guys give over there. So absolutely thank you. A massive bunch of legends you are. Season number 2, it's going to be great fun. So let's get right into it. So the revolution has started and Elia Adebayo has left the club. He has gone to join Nottingham Forest. He was a good backup for us last season, a goal and assist in 14 games, £7.5 million. He is off to Nottingham Forest. This guy again has been fantastic in real life. Obviously scored a Premier League hat-trick, which is unbelievable, but didn't really suit the system we were doing. We were concentrating on Carlton Morris, so he didn't really come into the team too much, and he doesn't play as a left winger, as a wide target forward on this game. So rather than trade him there, we left him as a backup striker, and he didn't get too much game time. So £7.5 million, I'm very happy to go ahead and raise for Elijah Adebayo. And another player I have sold is Mads Sorensen. This guy was very good over at Barnsley, joined Luton this season, played 27 games for us, so was quite, a regular starter for us. But we sold him to Al Shabab in Saudi for £6 million. I feel like we can definitely improve on him. I like the signs of Gabriel Osho, Tena Mengi, and I can't remember the other one. I think it was Amari Bell I was using at the left centre back, but we're going to go ahead and improve. And Mads Sorensen has got some decent sale value, so he is off to Saudi at Al Shabab. In terms of the other sales, there was only 2 more. Tom Holmes is brand new from Reading. I've already sold him. He's off to Stoke for £1.4 million. For me, on this game, just doesn't quite have the ability. To be honest, I didn't even start him when doing a Reading career, so I don't know why he's come to Luton. Maybe he's going to get a big old upgrade. I honestly don't really know much about him in real life, but he's not made it for us here at Luton. And Cooley Woodrow is the last man sold to Birmingham for £200,000. So we've had a little bit of a clear out. A few probably club legends have gone. I mean, I say club legends, they look like they just absolutely raided Barnsley and made it to the Premier League and absolutely smash it. So it's time to bring in some superstars of our own. And number 1 is free signing Eric Dyer. This guy's been over at Bayern Munich after going on loan from Spurs in the middle of this current season. And he played 9 games all season, but you know what? He's at Bayern Munich. He's been at Spurs for nearly 10 years. and he's got an ample amount of England experience, Premier League experience, and a free contract on just £44,000 a week. Seems like an absolute bargain and a very almost like clever Luton-y piece of business, a bit like the Ross Barkley one. A fantastic player to go ahead and bring in. He's consistent, he likes big matches, and like I said, lots and lots of experience, great pace, can play in DM, can play in centre-back. Eric Dyer, welcome to Luton, a fantastic signing, and he's not the only free signing we've made as well, because Salvador Reyes, released from Club America in Mexico, has also come in on a free contract, to be honest, to be a rotational left-back with Alti Doherty. He is consistent, he doesn't like big matches, but a free signing, 40k a week, decent enough pace, great crossing and dribbling, very determined, very well-rounded, to be honest. At that sort of, price of nothing, being 26 years of age, having a few caps for Mexico, seemed like an absolute no-brainer. Now selling for £2.5 million from Defensor Sporting in Uruguay is Facundo Bernal. This guy is 16 long shots, great balance, great first touch, great determination and composure, can play deep and play make. He is consistent, he is 20 years of age and cost us £2.5 million. An absolute bargain after dropping a 7.4 and a 7.77 over at his club Defensor Sporting. Seems like an absolute bargain, is very good with either fee. I can't believe we picked him up for so cheap, to be honest. 2.5 million is quite simply ridiculous of a player with this sort of talent, so welcome Facundo Bernal. The next signing is again 2.5 million, raising to 3 million, another backup central defensive midfielder in Milan Hockey. He has come in from Feyenoord, looks like a very good young rotational centre back. I don't know if he's ever going to make it. He looks like a very good backup, but I don't know if he'll ever make it as a Premier League player. So one to bring in and see. Obviously, Sambi Lokonga has gone back to Arsenal, way too expensive to bring in. So we've not actually bring him in. So we've had to replace him with the likes of Facundo Bernal and Milan Hockey. And £500,000 is a 5-star potential young Colombian from Junior in Nelson Cardenas. I have tried to make a few signings as well for the future in case we, do come under hard times, players we can maybe sell for big money. So Nelson, I think, could potentially turn into that. Not currently looking amazing, was maybe a signing that I oversighted. I thought it'd be a little bit better. Hasn't got a work permit, and we're probably right in the under-21s, to be honest. So maybe a complete failure from myself in Nelson Cardenas. But that's only £5 million spent, and there's £46 million spent on the next two signings. Number one is Thales Magno from New York City FC. We all know this guy. He's absolutely fantastic. Great flair, great physicals, great dribbling, great first touch, great technique, great work rate. This guy is a workhorse down either wing. He's consistent, he likes big matches, and he's done a nice little buff this year as well. £16 million is all he spent to get him away from NYCFC in the MLS. He's got a value already of £30 million. He can become, one of the best players in the Premier League. He's got great sort of potential there for that and can become a Brazilian international as well. I've seen it in many, many rebuilds. Thales Magno, welcome to Luton. And the big signing for this first season, a club that didn't get promoted from the Championship, he's on the cover of the rebuild, is Wilfred Gnonto. £30 million. I've signed Wilfred Gnonto. I feel like it's actually semi-realistic as well. Leeds not getting promoted, Wilfred Gnonto wanting Premier League football, Luton coming into a little bit of cash, 20 years of age, can become an absolute superstar and a man that dominates for us in years to come. Already a value of between 60 and 82 million pounds. Great dribbling, outrageous physicals, great determination. A fantastic young player, already 11 caps for Italy as well. And like I said, 30 million, it is expensive, but he's not going to stay in the Championship at Leeds. And like I said, they didn't get promoted. They are still in the Championship. Who did get promoted is the likes of, I believe Ipswich did, Leicester did, and looking through the list very, very quickly, I cannot see it. Southampton. So 3 clubs which would very much expect to get promoted in real life. And Leeds just missing out, I imagine, to Ipswich. So a very, very tight Championship race. And the likes of Leeds are staying in the Championship. So we've poached their best player, and now the team is looking like so. We have slightly rotated or sort of changed some of the roles. So we've got Kaminsky in goal, Osho, Dyer, and Mengi as the back three. Matthew Doherty moving over to the right-hand side because Kabore has gone with Reyes on the left-hand side. Nakamba and Barkley in midfield with Chong and Magno as now 2 inside forwards rather than inside wingers, with Gnonto up front as an advanced forward rather than a big target man. We're going to be a much more positive team. We're sort of actually actually keeping the ball and playing a nice little bit of football rather than trying to just play it long down the lines and see if we can get Carter Morris into a heading position. We're actually going to try and play some football. The likes of Nakamba and Barkley in midfield as well is very, very good. And if you look at the backups, they've improved as well. Jack Walton, Reece Burke, Tom Lockyer is still here at the club. I don't know what's going to happen with him in real life, to be honest. I sort of hope if he can carry on playing football, absolutely brilliant. He's going to be a backup for us here at Luton for as long as he can be. Amari Bell, Hakushoa, Bernal, Hoke, Ryan Giles, Chidozie Ogbene, Jacob Brown and Carlton Morris. A very good backup 11, a very good starting 11. This season, the Premier League are still predicting us to be now bottom of the league, 600 to 1. They don't think we've improved. I think we've improved massively. Even Ipswich are higher up the table than we are. So it's time to do what Luton do and prove everyone wrong. No one believes in the story. No one believes they can survive. Let's go ahead and break the rules. Well, sadly, the Carabao Cup was not meant to be this season. We were knocked out by eventual winners West Ham, who have big Dominic Solanke up front after Bournemouth being relegated. So West Ham looking to be a much improved team from last season's near relegation. So no Carabao Cup for us. And when it comes to the FA Cup, sadly, we were fifth rounded by Crystal Palace. Just 1-0, a very close game. Carlton Morris, joint top goal scorer. That's what we're talking about. Big Carlton this season was a backup for us and played in cup games. Just 2 starts, 18 off the bench with 10 goals and 7.3 average rating. So actually a very decent backup striker and one I'm actually very, very happy with. And it comes to the Premier League, we ended up breaking the rules. At 9th place, top half football, a positive goal difference, 55 points, 15 wins, 10 draws, 13 losses, a 6 goal difference. Better than Aston Villa, who we know on FM are unbelievable. We have beat them in the Premier League. Brighton, we're ahead of Everton, Palace, Forest, Brentford, Leicester, Wolves. Relegated is Southampton, Ipswich and Fulham down on 21 points. Liverpool winning the league, sadly, and my club United down in 6th place. But we were absolutely brilliant this season. 9th place, a hell of a lot better of a season than last season. We saw the data hub last season was all inside the grey. This season, we are reaching out the grey in goals per game, pretty much bang on. Conceded per game, we were very good defensively. The signing of Eric Dyer seemed to be a very good one. And in terms of goals, they dried up a little bit, but Wilfred Onto with 11, Carter Morris with 10, Jacob Brown 7, Talismania 7, Ross Barkley 5 and 9 assists with a 7.19. Sadly, still no England cap, and it looks like that's it for Ross Barkley with England, which for me, I think is not going to be the case in real life. I think we'll see him in these friendlies in a few weeks' time. Eric Dyer, 4 goals and 3 assists in 40 games was brilliant. Gabriel Osho as well. Daki Hakoshi actually ended up being our starting right back. He managed to get 3 goals and 5 assists. Now, where is the geezer that I am thinking of who should have been playing in right back? Alfie Doherty ended up being the backup this season. Just 14 games, 22 off the bench, 1 goal and 5 assists. A little bit disappointing, while Salvador Reyes took the reins of left back and 1 goal, 4 assists was very, very good. I'm very, very happy with the tactic we ended up building. Seemed to progress really nicely. You know, we've sort of gone up with a tactic from being a defensive team, keeping the same system but playing a little bit better football. Maybe next year we'll move into sort of a 4-3-3 system. We'll have to see what goes on, but a very, very successful season number 2. I didn't think we'd manage to grow the team this well. In the comments down below, did you think we'd be able to do that either? I think in just 2 seasons we've made Luton sort of a guaranteed Premier League side. We've built 2 very good systems. We know we can defend, we know we can go ahead and attack, and we've built for the future as well in just 2 seasons. And a nice transfer budget again of £32 million and £125,000 in wages is looking very, very nice. And one thing to go ahead and check again, just because I like to know how we are actually doing in terms of salary per annum. We are down in 19th place, actually £1 million less than we were last season at 40. We are down at 39. We are half the Notts Forest pretty much. Unbelievable how we are competing up in 9th place. The likes of Brighton with 4 times less in salary, 3 times less in salary. We are doing very, very well in terms of finances. Because of that, we are doing well. £41 million in the positive. It's time to take them to the next step though. European football for season 3 is my aim. I don't care where. The green one is fine, the orange one is fine, and if someone we get the blue one, well, an absolute dream. And well, sadly, some more big outgoings. Carlton Morris has left the club to go and play for Norwich in the Championship, I believe. the Premier League. Carlton Morris is a Premier League player. He was at Norwich a few years ago, actually. He come through the academy, I believe. So fantastic for Carlton Morris, now going back to Norwich. And fair play to him. He's been here at Luton, 93 games, 36 goals, 2 seasons in the Premier with us, and going back to his boyhood club for £5.5 million. Thank you, Carlton Morris, for your service, but go and enjoy life in Norwich. Tom Lockyer, I have actually ended up selling for £5 million. I needed the money, and I didn't really play him at all really last season or the season before. Saying that, actually, last season he played 37 games. That surprises me a hell of a lot that he was a starter, but basically he's gone to Wolves for £5 million. He wasn't fantastic last season, but Tom Lockyer, the absolute legend, big respect to him in real life. I hope he does come back into football. He looks like an absolute trooper and an absolute hero, and big respect to Tom Lockyer, but he has gone to Hull for £5 million. I've also ended up selling Pelly, Ruddock and Panzu. I haven't touched him too much. Obviously, this is the player that has come from Luton, from the National League up to the Premier League, has played a fair few games for us. He actually sold last season for 500k, and he played in the Championship just 18 times. He got his Premier League caps and now is off into the Championship, where, to be honest, he should probably be playing. But that is pretty much it in terms of outgoings, I believe, other than just one more, which is a marvellous sale of Nakamba, £4.5 million to Athletic Pamplona in Spain. A very good ball midfielder in DM, but 31 years of age, £5 million, get him off the wage budget. Seems like a clever piece of business. So he is gone. It's time to move on to our brand new superstar goalkeeper. Moving away from Thomas Kaminski is Luis Jr. This guy is a 24-year-old goalkeeper playing for Famalicão in Portugal. Has great potential, great credibility, consistent, 6'4", great air reach, great reflexes, great rushing out, great concentration. And I think he could be an absolute superstar for us. 2 decent seasons in Portugal, £15 million, bringing the age profile down. He looks absolutely brilliant, so welcome in Luis Jr. for £15 million. Back to the free agent signings, and Lucien Aguame, released from Inter Milan, is in. He's got value already of between 19 and £21 million. He's consistent, he likes big matches, great natural fitness, great first touch. Overall, very, very well-rounded, just 23 years of age as well. He's had sort of a stop-starty career, brought for Inter Milan and then loaned out to Spezia, Brest, Troyes, Sevilla, back to Inter Milan last season, and now he's here, a free contract. I think Lucien can grow on now to be a fantastic young central midfielder. 3 caps for Cameroon as well. Hopefully we can help him on that journey to become a Cameroonian legend. And a brand new striker at the club as well to back up Wilfred Nonson is Anton Matkovic, signed from Osijek in Croatia. 12 finishing, 15 determination, very, very good physical stats. And when I say trust me, this guy is going to actually be one of our best players in a few years, and I'm going to show you a hidden wonder kid in Anton Matkovic right now. You'll have to wait and see how good he gets, but he is simply fantastic. An unbelievable left foot, great determination, great finishing, like I said, great natural fitness as well. Just £3.4 million. Remember the name Anton Matkovic. If I can remember the name, it would be helpful, wouldn't it? But we'll see him in a few years' time as one of the best players in the Premier League and in the world. Our brand new left back, and to be actually locked in to the left back position so he gets the game time, is El Hadji Malik Diouf. This guy I have signed from Slavia Prague over in Croatia, and again, to me, looks like a fantastic hidden wonder kid. 20 years of age, born in 2004, great pace and physicals, great crossing and dribbling, also very good 13 marking, 13 tackling and 12 heading, 6 foot tall, 15 determination. I've got no idea why it shows him as a 2-star good League One left back, because to me it looks easily like he could be a Premier League left back and pushing for Europe for sure. So I'm very excited at a pickup of just £3 million for El Hadji Malik Diouf. He has been over at Senegal, been to Tromsø, now at Slavia Prague, and then we've picked him up for £3 million. Looks absolutely brilliant. If you're struggling to sign him on your saves, look in Tromsø because he might be there, look in Slavia Prague because he might be there, but an absolute bargain at £3 million. He looks absolutely fantastic. Now, to look at some other signings, a brand new centre-back in Leopold Querfield, signed from SK Rapid Vienna in Austria. This guy is a fantastic young centre-back. No caps yet for Austria, but that is going to change. Great determination, great physicals, great heading, marking and tackling, 6'3", an absolute demon in the air. Already a decent Premier League player, could improve significantly. Consistent, £7.5 million is an absolute bargain for young Leopold. And talking of bargains, £2.5 million, a player wanted by Manchester United, Brighton, and even linked to Luton in real life, is Oscar Zambrano from Liga de Quito in, I believe, Ecuador It is indeed. £2.5 million is an absolute steal. This guy looks like the real deal in real life, and we need to bring him in and developing him into a fantastic young central defensive midfielder with that fantastic first touch and vision, decent physical stats, great passing, good marking, good tackling. I think this guy can be an unreal deep line playmaker at the base of the midfield, like a Frankie de Jong regen. Already 2 caps for Ecuador as well. He's consistent, and he is going to be our star this season. £2.5 million. Again, a hidden wonder kid for you guys to go ahead and pick up. And another one that, again, you guys won't believe how good this guy becomes, signing from FC Metz over in France, is Lamine Camara. He is 21 years of age, 26 caps for Senegal with 7 goals from central midfield. And trust me, that goal scoring record is not only on the international stage. He is absolutely brilliant. Great with his right foot, not great with his left. Consistent, gets forward, plays 1-2s. A tricky 5'9" little central midfielder. £8 million after having 2 very good seasons in France. One in Ligue 1, one in the second tier of France, where he dominated with an over a 7.13. This guy is going to be brilliant. Already a value of £46 million. Lamine Camara, welcome to the club. And Yusuf Sila is our backup striker with Anton Makovic. I think I've actually moved Wilfred Onto to the wing, if I remember correctly now, going back on my mind. This guy's going to be our starting striker, potentially with Anton Makovic. 15 finishing, 14 determination, very well-rounded, 6'3". Looks like a young Carlton Morris, really. Very consistent, very tall, great heading, great pace. Actually looks like a very, very good striker. And again, a bargain, £6 million from Charleroi over in Belgium, where he's had 3 seasons in a row now, 1 in the second tier of Belgium, 2 in the top tier, scoring over 10 goals. So Yusuf Silla, welcome to the club. Now that is it in terms of signings, but I want to quickly show you guys how I've gone ahead and found them all. Now in terms of recruitment focuses, I have released a video showing you exactly how to do these exact recruitment focuses, finding 15 to 21 year olds, which are going to absolutely change the world. It's even picked up Daniel Dagger, who is one of the best African wonder kids on the game from Nigeria, 18 years of age. We've not signed him, but to show you how it works, it picks up players and scouts all of them, and I've signed every single player in this video from the scouted players list here. So this is sorted by a specific position, but 558 players have been scouted with the club, and every single player you have seen signed so far has been signed from these recruitment focuses, going into my scouted players list and finding them here, and has built this simply fantastic team in the 4-3-3 system, with Luis Jr. in goal, Doherty and Hadji Diouf as the 2 wing backs, with Querfield and Mengi at centre back, with Eric Dyer as a half back at the base of the midfield, of Kamara and Barkley in midfield, Talismanio, Nonto and Sila up front, with a fantastic range of backups of age, experience and youth in Kaminsky, Hashokia, Osho, Amari Bell, Reyes, Bernal, Zambrano, Agumi, Chong, Jacob Brown and Matkovic. This team is absolutely fantastic and has been assembled for around £100 million. We've kept a few of the old Luton faithful in here, the likes of Ross Barkley and Mengi and Doherty, the only ones surviving in 2 years, but to become, you know, a club now pushing for Europe. I think Luton fans would certainly take that. The season preview has us off the bottom of the table, but 19th at 700 to 1. It's time to go ahead and again and prove everyone wrong. The Luton way, European football is coming to the Kenny. We're not going to get any European qualification from the Carabao Cup because we lost 4-1 on aggregate to Tottenham in the semi-finals. So a fantastic run in a competition here for Luton. The semi-finals is very good. At least we weren't Leicester losing 9-1 in aggregate. The final was won by Spurs, a 1-0 victory over Arsenal. The North London derby in the Carabao Cup final is fantastic, but Spurs have lifted a trophy and are Carabao Cup winners. The FA Cup, we actually got very unlucky, drawing in the 3rd round to Chelsea of all teams and lost 2-1. So sad not going to win the FA Cup either, but luckily for us, we didn't need to win either of them to gain European qualification, because Luton in 8th place, just a position above where we were last season, have gained qualification for the Europa Conference League, the green one, the fancy green one. We're going to be there next season. 61 points, a positive goal difference, again 17 wins, 10 draws and 11 losses. I am absolutely buzzing because you know what, we actually have a chance of winning the Conference League. The Champions League, we're not going to be able to win this quickly, and neither maybe the Europa League. The Conference League for season 4 is a realistic goal for Luton, so can we go ahead and win it? It's going to be very, very exciting. We're obviously doing a very good job here at Luton, up in 8th place in terms of the stats. Just checking, we scored the joint 6th most amount of goals on 60 goals, which is brilliant. And conceded, we're not there. Possession, we're not there. But we score goals and we're fun to watch. I guess. I mean, we don't even have that many shots, to be honest. In terms of the data hub, consider maybe a few too many goals. Maybe the move into the back four transition hasn't quite worked as much as we'd hope. Scoring lots of goals, though, which is brilliant. And our standout performance this season was someone that I said was going to be brilliant, Anton Matkovic. Now, yes, I did not expect him to be this good, but in 33 games, he scored 21 goals and got 4 assists and a 7.1 average rating. At 20 years of age, the young Croatian has come into the Premier League and taken it by storm. Great finishing, great composure, great physical attributes, 6'3" as well, so a bit of a man mountain, and has taken that starting striker role into his stride like an absolute dream. Anton Matkovic, welcome to Luton, and welcome to the Premier League. Wilfred Gnonto, 12 goals and 1 assist. Heath Chong, 10 and 8, proven to be a superstar, and Lamine Camara as well, 8 goals and 4 assists. I have never seen this guy on my rebuilds. Maybe he's been a big old boost through the winter update. If he has, welcome, and I'm going to be signing you ahead of a lot more because you are brilliant. A value now of £50 million, a fantastic season, and I'm a big fan of Lamine Camara. Talas Manyo, 5 and 8. El Hadji Malik Diouf, the guy that was a League One left back, got 8 assists and is now a decent Championship left back. I still don't get it. This guy is absolutely brilliant. A 6.87 average rating as well is very good for a club not dominating the league. So very happy with El Hadji Malik Diouf, a brilliant young left back. Facundo Bernal, 33 games, 2 goals and 2 assists. Eric Dyer was brilliant as well, 45, 2 and 2. Slightly disappointed in myself. I actually didn't lock in Oscar Zambrano for this season. I think it's next season. Obviously, I record these sort of after I've done all the simulations. I thought it was this season. It's next year we're going to make Zambrano a superstar. But don't worry, he doesn't want to leave. He doesn't hate me. He still loves Luton. He still played 11 games on the bench and 3 goals as a 21-year-old Ecuadorian who now has 7 caps. I think he's ready for that next step. So welcome Oscar Zambrano. Next season, he'll be our guy. But I'm very happy with the team. I'm very happy with what we created in terms of the tactic as well. A few positions I want to go ahead and improve. A better left winger, a better central midfielder, and a better right back. So let's get into the market. We have £52 million to spend and 50k in wage budget as well. So we're certainly not struggling in terms of money. So let's get Luton to winning a European competition. And why not do it with a Bellingham as well? Mr. Job has come into the club and is going to be a superstar central midfielder here in the Premier League. Now, I have made Job Bellingham an edge of European football player pre-winter update. Post-winter update, he has had a very big boost, and I am very excited to see if we can make Job Bellingham not only a Premier League superstar, but a superstar for England with Jude as well. It took a long time to get him into the England setup pre-winter update. We did a whole simulation of both Bellinghams locked at Birmingham for 15 years, and he eventually got there. But I think here, now post-winter update, being a Premier League midfielder could be the key. He is brilliant. Great composure, anticipation, great physicals, dribbling, first touch, passing, technique. I am a huge fan. £20 million would it cost to get him out of Sunderland? It's a big old hefty fee. But for an English midfielder who's that good, I'm not surprised if I had to pay that much money. And he's not going to be the only wonder kid we go ahead and bring in as well. Because like I said, £50 million has been spent and 20 of it has gone on Giannis Konstantelias from PAOK in Greece. The amount of golden stats on this guy is ridiculous. He's consistent. He loves big matches. I've never seen him before. Again, someone I think is at a big old boost post-winter update. Consistent, loves big matches. In terms of the gold stats, 17 agility, 18 flair, 17 vision, 18 technique, 16 passing, 17 first touch, 17 dribbling. A bit like a Gavica Kvaratskhelia cheap wonder kid version. £21 million. Had 2 great seasons over in Greece at PAOK. An absolute bargain in my opinion, because this guy looks like a creative genius with all the player traits you could possibly want. Killer balls, rounds the keeper, 1-2s, cuts inside from both wings, likes to beat the opponent repeatedly, so he's got a bit of an ego in him as well. And it's too long to the point where I can't even see what the bottom one says. He's running past the player or something or other. So very big fan of Giannis Konstantelias, and here he is at Luton for 21 million quid. A backup goalkeeper and another wonder kid is Murray Johnson, signed from Hibernian. He actually has gone out on loan in Hungary and had an absolute stinker over there, a 5.98, believe it or not. But as a backup goalkeeper who pretty much won't ever touch the field because Luis Jr. is our starter, I like him. He's Scottish. He fits sort of registration requirements being from the UK. So a huge fan. Murray Johnson, welcome to the club. club. And our last signing and a brand new right back is Juan David Mosquera, signed from Portland, just 23 years of age. Will be 22 on your 21 on your saves, I believe, at the start. Has great pace, determination, physical attributes are brilliant, consistent, and simply a brilliant player. £6.75 million for an absolute bargain in Juan David. Caps off a very successful summer window, and just two sales I really want to touch on. Number one is Jacob Brown is going to go over to Al Hilal and be one of their superstars over there. So thank you very much, Jacob Brown, but go and earn your bread in Saudi sunshine. And Thomas Kaminsky has also left the club to go and join Fulham. Again, a very good goalkeeper in real life, but now 33 years of age. Last season, Luis Jr. took that starting spot, and it looks like very good in the team as well, with Jr. in goal, Mosquera, Mengi, Querfield and Juve as the back five, Zambrano in DM with Bellingham and Kamara in midfield, Nonso and Konstantelius as the backups, to Anton Matkovic as our superstar striker, Murray Johnson, Hakoshia, Eric Dyer, Gabriel Osho, Reyes, Bernal, Barkley, Agume, Chong, Manyo and Yusuf Sila are the backups. We are in a European competition as Luton, so let's see if we can win the Europa Conference League. That is the goal. And I might even end the rebuild if we do that. We'll start off in the Conference League. We absolutely dominated the league phase. 18 points, 6 games and 6 wins against the likes of Starbak, Rekia, Dudelange, Nordsjælland, Pran and Partizan. All teams I'd expect to beat, and we absolutely battered as well. A 19 goal difference is simply fantastic. We obviously missed out on the knockout playoff round, moving straight into the round of 16 and scraped through on penalties against SK Rapid, the team we stole the likes of Leopold Querfield from. I'm very happy we're in the quarterfinals and we're up against Monaco. When we get off to a fantastic start, Hadji Diouf finds Zambrano, drives into the box, finds Joe Bellingham to find Wilfred Nonto to make it 1-0. A corner ball, Konstantelius finds Tena Mengi at the front post, score a European goal for Luton Town before Monaco are going to go ahead and try and build it from the back, but that ridiculous press from Tahith Chong ends up finding its way to Wilfred Nonto, who's now a goal scorer, makes it 3-0. Wilfred Singer on the back stick finds Golovin in the box, doesn't quite, Balogun heads home and eventually pokes it in for 3-1. And that was all she wrote in the first leg in the Europa Conference League quarterfinal. Spoiler alert, second leg we drew 1-1, which means we're going to go straight on into the semi-finals. And it was BSC Young Boys that stood in our way, and my oh my were they a surprise. An early goal from Elia makes it 1-0 in 34 minutes before bursting down the left-hand side was Hadjam. A poor defensive work right there from Mosquera. Lauper finds a great ball to Erganic, and he, absolutely batters it into the goal. Welton is in goal for some reason, so I'm guessing maybe both Murray Johnson and Luis Jr. are injured. A ball at the back stick, and Erganic makes it 3-0. We're going to have to go into the 94th minute for a Tales Manyo going through on goal. Makes it 3-1 and sets up a second leg for Luton at home at brand new, I believe, Power Court, actually, not Kenny. Confirmed at Power Court, and Lamina Kamara gets off to a brilliant start in just 4 minutes. Lamina Kamara again on the ball, finds Joe Bellingham, he turns, beats his man, bags it home to make it 2-0, and the game is all tied up. We need just one more, and Talismania on the left-hand side, 88th minute, sends a ball to the back stick. Ross Barkley finishes at home, 3-0. Luton are in to the final of a European competition, and who else stands in the way but the black and white stripes of Juventus. We're in the 101st minute. Italian man Wilfred Nonto sticks it past Mattia Perrin to make it 1-0 to Luton and makes Luton Conference League winners. And you can see from the stats, it was deserved. A 1-0 victory, 13 shots to their 7, a 2xG to 0.61 for them. Better possession. We were simply fantastic. And the team for Luton here today was Luis Jr. in goal, Mosquera, Mengi, Querfield, Juve, Zambrano, Bellingham, Kamara, Konstantelias, Tahith Chong and Wilfred Nonto. European winners, which means Europa League football next season for Luton. Or does it? Because the Champions League is coming to Power Court. Luton Town, 5th place, 67 points. Just 1 away from Newcastle in 4th and 2 away from Chelsea in 3rd. Tottenham Hotspur end up winning a Premier League. And last season, it was Aston Villa. So I have to do Season 5 because we don't know. We might make Luton Premier League winners. And we have a season in the Champions League as well to contend with. We also haven't gone ahead and lifted any other competitions. The Carabao Cup and the FA Cup were write-offs again. So it'll be nice to to try and win one of them. So I'll treat you guys to another one. Season 5, we have lifted a major trophy, but we might as well take on Season 5 as well. This season, our superstar was Wilfred Gnonto, 27 goals and 1 assist. But honestly, Lamine Camara from central midfield, 20 goals and 15 assists. It's like looking at a cheap, young, B-Tech Jude Bellingham. This guy scores so many goals, gets so many assists, and was just playing very simply as a Mazzala on support with Tackle Harder. He wasn't on anything special. He was just simply fantastic and an absolute superstar for us this season. Lamine Camara is going to be coming along with me many, many times. Anton Makovic, 11 goals and 8 assists. Tahith Chong, 11 and 5. Manyo, 9 and 11. Joe Bellingham, 7 and 5. 10 assists for Giannis Constantelias. And Oscar Zambrano did start 55 games this season, 9 assists, and has progressed very, very well. I'm a big fan of Oscar. To be honest, he's still not Premier League level, which again worries me a little bit. I think he is. We'll see what we do next season, because he hasn't progressed maybe to the dizzy heights that I expected him to. I suppose that's part of the fun with dynamic potential ranges. They have given me £76 million to go ahead and spend. Interestingly, as we look at the Premier League and actually look at the team detailed salary per annum, we are still down in 19th place at 51 points, but playing in the Champions League. £270 million is where we should be. We are 4 times less than that. We are outperforming our money to a different level. Finances wise, we are now going to have a massive boost. £51 million in the bank right now. Debt is down to £95 million. 1 season in Champions League. I think we're going to fix it all. Well, I could have fixed it all, or I could have tried to make Luton Premier League winners. So welcome in Abdul Fatawu. This guy has been killing it over at Leicester in real life, and now he's been signed for Luton Town. I believe he is a Sporting player on loan at Leicester. He is indeed. I'm not sure if they've got any sort of buyback on him. This guy looks like a superstar though, and has been killing it over in Portugal. £26 million. Abdul Fatawu looks like a massive step up on the wingers we have got here at the club, and I'm excited to see what this guy can do. He's a little bit inconsistent, a little bit injury prone, but I think we'll be able to get past that. As an inside forward off that right hand side, the Ghanaian wonder kid is going to be a superstar, as is the Brazilian wonder kid centre back Beraldo, who has been signed by PSG in real life, I believe, just in January. He's consistent. He likes big matches. He is extremely well-rounded. Can play out from the back as well. £21 million is what we spent. He had a good season playing lots of football over Antwerp back-to-back times. And at PSG, he's not really had the breakthrough, so he wanted to move, and Luton is where he has ended. Poor kids moved from Brazil to France to Luton. But Beraldo, welcome to the club. And our final signing is the beach man, Milos Kerkez, playing over at Bournemouth. Great determination, great physicals, great work rate. Unbelievable young left back. Hasn't quite smashed it over at Bournemouth. Didn't really play too much last season in the Championship. Hasn't really played too much in the Championship at all, actually. It seems like he gets to the Premier League and he's a superstar. Maybe he just sacks it off in the Championship and wants to become a Premier League hero. So welcome Milos Kerkez to the club. £20 million. This was a big old summer window. We have got 3 more signings, and we're going to take it in to a free signing, a backup central midfielder in Alfie Devine. Again, just fitting sort of criteria here with sort of recruitment of registration rules. He's consistent. He likes big matches. He's English. He's 22. He's young. He's both-footed, and is very, very good. So welcome Alfie Devine. £4 million. We have signed Nelsinho, a wonder kid centre back from Sao Paulo in Brazil. Great determination, great fitness, great aggression, 6 foot, great defensively. Welcome Nelsinho. My final signing is Takumi Sundo, a wonder kid right back signed from Japan, 18 years of age. Great bravery, great pace, great stamina, decent defensively, decent going forward as well. More brought in to be one of them, you know, good wonder kids that you guys on Patreon will go ahead, love and enjoy. The tactic is looking like so. Luis Jr., Mosquera, Querfield, Beraldo, Kerkez as the back 5, Zambrano, Bellingham and Kamara as a wonder kid midfield trio with Fatawu, Constantelias and Gnonto up front. Murray Johnson, Sudo, Mengi, Nelsinho, Diouf, Bernal, Ross Barkley, Alfie Devine, Tahith Chong, Talismano, Anton Makovic, Jack Walton, Eric Dyer, Franks and Dylan Stitt are both through the Wonder Kid Academy. I must say, is a 1-star youth criminal here at Luton, and that has been improved from, I believe, 4.5-star silver. So, you know, getting players for the youth academy has been a bit difficult, but we've managed to go ahead and sign Wonder Kids from elsewhere anyway, and grow into this stupendous club that Luton are as we sit here today. Season 5, can we top it off? Maybe win a Premier League, an FA Cup, or the Champions League? Well, we scraped through the league phase in the Champions League, a much different task to the Europa Conference League. Rather than winning 6 out of 6, we played 8 here. We won 3 against Club Brugge, Fiorentina and Malmo, drew to Feyenoord and lost to Real Madrid, Salzburg, Juventus and Aston Villa. So we had to scrape through the knockout playoff round. We matched up against AS Roma, and a Fatawu free kick in 9 minutes gets us off to a simply outrageous start. Talismanian on the left-hand side finds the attacking Mazzala of Lamine Camara to find Matkovic as the striker to poke home for 2-0. Pellegrini's then going to whip in a box, and it's going to be an own goal, I believe, to Luis Jr. I think that went down as, and then Tommaso Baldacchini finds Pellegrini. Pellegrini from the edge of the box. Yeah, he's also quite good. Makes it 2-2, which is a very, very tight game. We then go Lamine Camara whipping it into Eric Dyer to make it 3-2. What a signing he has been. And Juve on the left-hand side, the 3 million man from Spartak Moscow, gets the ball to Talismano. He finds Anton Matkovic to make it 4-2 here at Power Court Road. Luton have won a game in the knockout playoff round in the Champions League, setting up an away leg against Roma. Well, we only lost 1-0, a Giovanni Simeone goal, so 4-3 on aggregate, and Luton are into the quarterfinals, not the quarterfinals, the round of 16 in the Champions League. Could the dream actually happen? No. Aston Villa absolutely battered us 4-1 at Villa Park, and after a draw at Power Court Road, a 5-2 on aggregate. Ollie Watkins in 5 years' time still bagging hat-tricks. The Champions League isn't coming to Luton. That is going to be your guide challenge on Patreon to win the Champions League with Luton. And let me know if you do manage to go ahead and win it, because I'm extremely, extremely interested. So sadly, no Champions League, but we do have a final of a Carabao Cup. We are going to be facing up against Manchester City, of course. And something that makes me feel physically sick to kick things off is James Garner, the United Academy legend, scoring for Manchester City in a Carabao Cup final. I feel sick, but Talismano does find Wilfred Gnonto to make it 1-1 here against Manchester City in 32 minutes. And this game is going to be a real ding-dong battle. Kirkesh finds Zambrano to Kamara. A great ball to Talismano, and he makes it 2-1 to Luton. And Brits in goal for Manchester City could not do anything about that. Queerfield finds Zambrano to find Kamara, and Manu again with all that space on the left-hand side finds Wilfred Gnonto to make it 3-1 here in Wembley. Matkovic finds Tedamengi to find Matkovic again. Matkovic now playing off the wing, finds the ball into Talismano, and he makes it 4-1 against Manchester City. But Manchester City had a lot to say about it. Rico Lewis finds Benito Silva to Phil Foden, who scores to make it 4-2. I don't know why I call him Benito Silva. I know it's Bernardo Silva before anyone comments. And Dyer finds Matkovic on the right-hand side, who finds a great headed pass to Wilfred Gnonto to make it 5-2. And in the 85th minute, Simakan for Manchester City gets the ball down, finds Jones out on the left-hand side. He drives into the box and makes it 5-3. Before City, for it is another goal. 90th minute, Erling Haaland makes it 5-4. But that's it. And Luton have won the Carabao Cup. So we have won the Carabao Cup and the Europa Conference League in this rebuild with Luton in just 5 years, building a fantastic wonder kid squad. Could we top it all off and go ahead and win the Premier League? What do you think? It's a Kempi rebuild. No. We've come 10th. Yeah, look, all right. It's not going to be scripted. We've not won the Premier League. We've come 10th. But you guys are back in the Europa Conference League. So I think it's a fantastic foundation for anyone on Patreon to pick up and take this Luton team to the top and challenge the likes of Aston Villa and Spurs. What's a weird little universe that we are currently sitting in? The squad is brilliant. Anton Matkovic, I teased a few seasons ago, not weeks ago, he was going to be a superstar, and 21 goals in the Premier League, again with 4 assists as a 22-year-old Croatian striker. He has been simply ridiculous. Make this guy an absolute hero. Wilfred Gnonto, 19 and 10. Giannis Konstantelias, 13 goals and 7 assists. Lamine Camara, 9 and 13. Joe Bellingham, 8 and 9. Fatau, 7 and 5. Manu, 5 and 4. Tape Chong is still here as well, 11 goals, 24 assists. He has been so good. Now 28 years of age. How has he progressed over the whole time in terms of all of his attributes? Very well mentally, very good technically as well. A huge fan of Tahith Chong. And the only other one that I want to check on that is Oscar Zambrano. Again, playing many games in CDM. His stats actually don't look like they've grown too much, which is quite interesting, to be honest. Playing lots of games in the Premier League, I thought he'd have absolutely smashed it. He just hasn't grown that much. Maybe move away from the Oscar Zambrano project. And I said no more, but I just want to check one more in Tenan Mengi. In so many starts, a Premier League superstar centre-back. Has he progressed well as well? I'm interested to know. He gone up a little bit in terms of his mentals. To be honest, not as much as I'd have hoped, but a very, very good player. And Luton have been fixed. £68 million in the bank, still £96 million in debt, but a Champions League season, two major trophies, a Europa Conference League and a Carabao Cup, and back in European football for you guys on Patreon. Thank you for watching. There is videos going to be displayed on the bottom of the screen right now that you guys will absolutely love, so make sure to stick around and watch some more Kempi content, and I'll speak to you next time.